I've had Delos for 10 years now. I've sailed her about 62,000 miles altogether, and she's an amazing boat. But I think we're ready to take things to the next level.
That was 5 years ago. As of today, Delos has sailed over 85,000 nautical miles across 6 continents and 50 countries. And I could have not asked for a more capable vessel. Which, from humble beginnings as a newbie sailor, has been a reliable companion, to say the least. But a lot has changed during that time.
Hey, Brady.
Hey. Do you take Karen to be your wife and co-captain for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Over the years, we've dreamed and talked about what the evolution for us and this life could be.
You come to a point where you want to continue to learn and to grow and evolve.
And our dreams have always been ambitious.
It's just such an enormous project.
And even though our priorities, needs, and desires have shifted over the years, not once did we stop dreaming about
Delos 2.0.
2.0.
Delos 2.0.
People have been speculating for years, like, is there going to be a Delos 2.0?
Which brings us to today.
We're going to Australia. It's so random. I didn't think we were going to go to Australia for I don't know how many years. It was not on my agenda, but then last minute decision, Brian booked the flights, and we're off.
Little secrets.
I know. I'm not going to tell you, but...
I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna go look at a boat.
Are you gonna say it?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah, we're gonna go look at a boat. It's very exciting. It's a cool design.
Wow. You just pulled me straight away. I love it.
And I just feel like we need to go see it in person.
Yeah. But first we're gonna get ready for this full day of travel with some AG1 that is a sponsor of this week's video. AG1 is a daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health, and it's something that we've been drinking on Delos for almost 3 years now. I have for sure noticed an increase in my gut health since started drinking AG1, and just knowing that I get the right science-driven blend of prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes every day feels great. I don't know about you, but for me, traveling can be quite stressful, so thankfully, the adaptogens, vitamins, and minerals in AG1 provide support for stress and helps balance the nervous system for a healthy mood, which I can really use today. And my favorite way of drinking AG1 is with 8 ounces of cold orange juice, 1 scoop of powder, shake, and that's it. It has a really refreshing kind of citrusy apple flavor that I really like. And if you head on over to our link in the description below, or I'll also put it on the screen right here, you can get started. It's super easy, and you will also get 1 year supply of AG vitamin D3 plus K2 drops and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Okay, now it's time to go.
Hi, Delos. Be good.
I love you, Delos.
Aww. How do you feel about leaving Delos on anchor?
Feels weird. We have never really left her on anchor to go somewhere for a longer period of time, more than like a day or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody's watching her and stuff, so.
You got friends in the anchorage,
Yeah.
and it's a really safe anchorage.
There's still a lot of things that somebody can like drag into you.
Yeah, it could be another boat's problem.
Yeah, like.
But I don't think you can let the boat own you, because then it starts to be like a real drag, you know?
I think it's good for us to go. I feel ready too. Like, we've been on the boat for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I feel ready to kind of go and just like get a little break
little
from the
break.
boat. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Long hot
excited.
showers,
Oh.
AC, room service, massages.
To make things easier for ourselves, we decided to break up the trip and spoil ourselves for a night in Tahiti.
There's an entire room service menu available. And what do? You bring a peanut PB&J and you're sitting here in bed eating it.
From the boat. I made it because I didn't know what we were gonna eat on the plane, and I couldn't eat the sandwich on the plane. And now it's not late. It's like 9 o'clock.
8:30. I'm gonna order something off the room service menu.
Peanut butter and jelly.
And I'm not gonna order a
For dinner.
PB&J.
And a cup of tea.
You are a party animal.
You got hot chocolate? All right. Welcome to Australia. You're gonna have to work on your Australia now. We used to say bonjour. Now you can say g'day.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
We made it!
Yay!
We made it to Australia.
I know.
And super nice. Our hosts, Dan and Mel, picked us up from the ferry.
G'day.
Hey!
How are ya?
How's it going, guys? Nice to meet you.
Got a few bags. You want
Yeah.
a hand? Give me that one.
And they've got this little granny flat in their backyard, and it's
Perfect.
actually super nice for us. This place has food in it, fruit in it, lactose-free products for Kaz, all sorts of little Australian treats. Vegemite.
Which is not one of my favorites, but when you're in Australia, you know,
Yeah.
gotta get with locals.
So we're doing well, but the actual real reason we're here is because
Yes.
there is a very interesting boat that we're gonna go look at. G'day, how you going?
G'day.
Did I do it good? I've been practicing.
Yeah, you're onto it.
This is where the magic happens, huh?
It, mate. This is it.
Now would probably be a good time to tell you about this legend.
I met Dan through the DIY, it's like the do-it-yourself catamaran builders group on Facebook, because I saw that he is actually building a boat or two boats, and it's a design that I became very interested in a few years back when I flew to the Annapolis Boat Show and I looked at a big 62-foot aluminum expeditionary catamaran called Elsie.
And that was like the first boat where you were like,
I was like,
this is
"Yes,
interesting.
This is a cool boat. It's the
Yeah.
first thing like design that kind of really excited me. So this is the initial stages, the plates.
This design is the brainchild of David de Villiers. But when David and Dan first met, Dan wasn't exactly in the boat building industry.
The next thing that happened was Dan rang me up and he said, I love the design, just want to make a few little changes and then I'm going to build it on my farm. I didn't really know he was a metal fabricator.
A master boilermaker.
And then he started building, he got the kit set all cut out and started putting it together and asked me some more questions, and I thought, well, these are pretty good questions he's asking. And then I started getting some photos and I thought, oh, I better take this guy seriously. He knows what he's doing, you know.
What possessed you, Dan, just to be like, you know what, I'm just going to build it myself?
I suppose the challenge.
Yeah?
Yeah, the satisfaction of building it yourself, I suppose.
Yeah, and you're, by trade, you're a boilermaker,
Boilermaker,
right? So
yep.
you've got some experience.
A little bit, yep.
Way more than me.
Nah, you'll be right.
I like your...
Just pull the trigger and away you go.
Yeah, just go for it. It's amazing. So yeah, let's go check out the boat. I can't wait any longer. To us, that means we're gonna need a bigger and better boat. And what we're kind of targeting there is like a 60 to 70 foot aluminum hulled expeditionary style boat meant for all sorts of cool cruising. You know, of course, we could work with the guys at Amel to produce sort of a boat that would be the evolution of Delos.
You know, when we first talked to them, they did say, hey, you know, what do you guys want? And I said, well, you know, we'd more like to go with the more expeditionary style. You know, what about the evolution of more the Ketch or the Super Mario concept? My thoughts were like this, and their thoughts were kind of like this.
We could also find an older style boat that has the hull that would work for us, and then kind of refit, restore that. Or the third option, which is kind of my favorite at the moment, is finding a designer or a naval architect, a cool yard that specializes in aluminum construction, and then
I want to build it. I want to build it ourselves or in close relation with the yard. I think that would be super cool to have that level of involvement and be able to document that process.
It's a beast, huh?
It's a beast.
It looks really cool.
It looks super cool.
So robust.
Right, mate.
Dang, it looks really impressive, man. She looks even cooler in person than photos don't really do her justice.
Is it as big as what you thought it would be, or smaller, or?
From down here, it looks bigger.
Yep.
It's just very impressive. Wow.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Not like a lot of other boats, you know, it's unique. It's very, yeah.
It just sort of like screams out, take me around the world.
Take me around the world.
I love this feature on this boat. So often you see catamarans that have just a sail drive hanging out.
Yep.
Just right here waiting to be smashed up.
Yep.
That's not going to happen with this rudder.
Here you go. Inside or the outside?
It's so cool to see it kind of like together like this. It just gives you a completely, you know, a completely better understanding of like the size of it and, you know, approximately how it's gonna look like. So this is the other hull basically. So this will be a bunk up here. And that would be like a bunk, and then it's a toilet here. I actually really like the inside helm. To be able to stand in here like protected and stuff, I really like it.
You have visibility amazing on the front.
Yeah.
Because of this big window right here, which will be lifting or openable. So you can still get breeze at anchor. You have the door here. Part of the big problems we have on Delos is a lack of ventilation.
Yeah.
And so that's everything I'm looking at is like, how can we get ventilation through the boat? How can we get wind ripping through the boat to keep it cool? And this is going to be a huge step forward for this design. When we first started envisioning Delos 2.0 way back in 2018, the sheer amount of choices and considerations was overwhelming. We're looking at some standard, typical monohull designs, of course. We're also looking at multi-hulls as well. So I approached it the best way I knew how. I wrote up a requirements document. Yep, old habits die hard. Some of the top items on our list was a shoal draft, a protected helm or pilot house, a more modern beamy and open design, an insulated hull, and last but not least, one more private cabin. In general, we wanted a go-anywhere SUV of the sea, capable of exploring remote places and scuba diving for months upon months at a time. And we wanted to be just as comfortable in the higher latitudes as the tropics. It's a pretty tall order, but I digress. Let's get back to my ramblings and the tour. I think the design is super cool. I can just imagine this whole space and how just amazing it would be in some of the weather that we've been in on Delos to have this big, huge, strong, very rigid platform with the protected helm and the forward sailing cockpit. It's just a very unique design. I mean, I've never really seen a boat like this except for the big sister, Elsie. This is so cool. Okay, so these are the winch bases you were talking about that are slightly angled to give you a better lead on
It's
the.
for the leading angle off the block.
Yeah, yeah. So this is for the Traveler.
Yep.
For the jib.
Big drag
This is
winch.
for, look at this. I mean, this is super beefy. This is for the main sheet.
That's your primary winch, yep.
Yeah.
For the main sheet. And then mast center is there.
Yeah.
That's
Mast. How are you feeling?
A little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's just like when you see it like this, you're like, holy smokes. It's just so many moving parts. And it's just thinking about the hull so far.
Yeah. It's like a sauna down here. Oh.
That'll be your doghouse when you're in trouble.
Yeah, Hazel just put me up here if I do something bad. So this is 4 meters long. Plenty of space up here, huh?
Yes. It's a fair bit of storage, eh?
Yeah. No, it is. It is.
When Dan is talking about things, I feel like there's so much terminology and just like when he's talking about different parts that I'm just like,
MIG and TIG. So TIG is used as a tungsten electrode. It's a much slower process, but a much prettier process. So for your appearance welds.
I don't know anything about that.
So the 2 plates come together like that.
Yeah, so you've got an 8mm stem bar through there, and then you need to build up your weld and then sort of flush it back.
Phew.
How do you feel?
Yeah, the same way. I mean, it's like when you think about just the sheer amount of skill and know-how that goes into building this thing, like it makes me like nervous because we don't know shit about anything. Kind of, this is where one of the welds
So
are.
that's just your penetration. When you're doing your alley, you're going to get your penetration marks come through.
Yeah.
So just
and
the
you
light.
weld it on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you grind it down flush.
Yep.
And then sand it.
Yep.
And then what do you do for the final layer?
So you can
just
either go
brush
back.
it?
You can either go right back to something like that with the sandpaper. Just keep working down your grits or up your grits until you get the finish you want.
Yeah.
And then you can put a swirl in it. You can do whatever you want.
Whatever
Clear
you
coat
want.
it, paint it.
I think I like the raw aluminum. I mean, that's part of the risk is there's 0 of these boats that exist out there sailing. So this is hull number 1,
Yeah.
right? Which gutsy to build hull number 1 by yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Good on you, Dan.
Yeah.
We're gonna follow it. You're a trailblazer. We're gonna follow in your footsteps, maybe. Learn from your
Yeah.
trials and misfortunes.
Oh my god, I know, right?
And then there's the interior, and by the time you get really good at metalworking, then all of a sudden you need to install like motors and systems and prop shafts and
Yep.
electrics and the mast and the rigging and the winches and then the insulation and then the walls and then, you know, like this is supposed to be a sofa, right? This is supposed to be a galley. Building a custom aluminum hull is thousands upon thousands of hours of labor. Then the interior fit out and systems installation can be 2 to 3 times that amount. It's a multi-year, full-time project for an experienced team of people, and not to be taken lightly, especially if you know absolutely nothing about building boats. And he knows what he's doing.
His mustache.
To say we were feeling overwhelmed would be an understatement. Yet it was time to dig in because our crash course in aluminum welding was about to begin.
I feel like we have a million things to think about and consider and decide. But also today it's really exciting because we're gonna weld.
You're gonna do your first weld.
Ever.
And I figured the last time I welded was sometime in the 90s, which is a little while. It's been a little while.
It's been a long time.
And I've never done any aluminum welding.
Yeah, which is quite different, I've heard. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. You look like a space invader.
Oh, it smells like Space Invaders.
Does it smell like Space Invaders in there? It might be a little tight on the Troutman thighs. Brady has the Troutman thighs too. Look at that.
Oh, that's tight. Don't do that. You're gonna split the crotch.
This is Australian right here.
Yeah.
That's a proper Aussie work shirt.
Your best professional smile. No. That was so weird. Like I have so many questions.
Good.
Like my first question is, what is that needle there?
That's the wire.
So that is how thin the...
Yeah, so 1 millimeter thick. So it comes off a spool.
But it's basically just shooting up this 1 millimeter wire.
Yep.
At like super hot speed and just melts it to that blop, 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 blop.
You can increase the wire size to like a 1.2 mil, but I prefer to use the 1 mil. Just gives a better appearance, easier to use. So the argon gas, we normally run about 30 litres a minute on MIG welding. It's pretty important to make sure you've got the right amount of gas.
Shields the weld from the atmosphere to keep impurities out while the metal is molten.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. You're all over it.
I've been watching lots of YouTube videos. Now that we had some of the theory down, it was time to gear up for the real thing. This thing is cool. So this is an automatic darkening welding helmet, so you can actually see through it. And then once you start welding, the glass turns dark and protects your eyes because it's very, very bright. So it's got these settings inside, so you can set like how dark it gets, how quick it gets dark, and it's got an air filtration system on the back.
It doesn't go off, just turn your head.
Okay.
Alright, check it out.
Is that bandsaw?
So that's the one that I did.
Oh.
And then that's the one that Dan did. No, just kidding. That's my first welds.
Nice.
I'm not sure what I did. I think I melted something. So we might need to replace that tip, I think.
If the wire sticks to the tip and you keep pushing bolts and amps through it, there's a good chance now we've got a drama in here.
Oh, no.
So, which is not it's not a biggie. Yep, see, so we've jammed her up.
Oh no.
What we call a bird's nest. Brian's first bird's nest.
Oh no.
Well,
So how do we fix that?
It doesn't feel too bad.
Phew. My first bird's nest. All right. After detangling my bird's nest, I got right back on the horse.
God.
And while there's always room for improvement, I was definitely making progress. Well, that's not pretty at all. But we didn't jam it up.
We start another one.
Up next was Kaz's turn.
Look at his pants though.
That's the Kazachon dance right there. Yeah, all right, you ready to do your first weld?
So ready, I'm so nervous.
You gotta pull your fly up first of all. Get your belt out of your fly.
No.
You can't weld with your fly down.
That's what's holding my pants up. And you're sure my helmet is gonna change, right?
It'll change. It'll change.
I went too fast.
Yeah, a little slower. Just go over that again. Then we tried some other kinds of joins.
So that's just two plates together like that, so that's what the seam's going to be like. Too hot, maybe? We probably could have turned your machine down a bit for that.
So I was traveling fast and then slow,
Yep.
and then that's why it's uneven.
But yeah, you want to try and keep those to a minimum, so you want to be going like this
Yeah.
as you're going.
Oh, you go like that.
And that'll give you you don't have to, but that'll give you those, what they call the dollar dime effect, which is the effect
I
you
can
get
just
from the
run
tip.
another bead right next to that,
You
right?
certainly can. That's it, just push it here. Bit of go.
But even that we're looking at different boats. you know how
I mean,
it
it's
is, like,
gonna happen. We just don't.
Yeah,
we just don't know when or
and
where. Like, but we want to build it ourselves, and so that's something I feel pretty strongly about. How do you feel about that?
I feel both.
Not as strongly as me, maybe.
I don't know. Like, I definitely want to be in the design process a lot, and like we have been welding a little bit, which has been really fun. It's the first time I've been welding, and just also to understand the process that goes into this, and
just how far in over our heads we are, because we know absolutely nothing, which I love, because I like learning and I like doing it hands-on, and I like making mistakes. You know, it's an interesting thing about Delos 2.0 when we started thinking about this a year ago.
And I think people got the idea that it was just something that we were going to go and just find a boat and then get it and then call it Delos 2.0. But I think most importantly for all of us too, is that we do it with our vibe and we do it our way. Which I think
100%.
means it's going to be a long-term project.
It would take years, but
The thought of realizing this dream, in our eyes, completely outweighs the overwhelming feeling in our gut brought on by the huge task in front of us. It's no longer a question of if, but where and when we can make this idea come to life. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be insane not to take a little pause back and really question whether you could pull something like this off, right?
Yeah.
On your own. Up next on Delos. Today we've got a little treat because the actual designer flew over from New Zealand to meet us.
These boats are intended to go to places where that might become necessary.
Our crash course in aluminum boat building continues. Today Dan is showing us how to make an entire frame. So a frame is like one of the structures that goes inside the boat. And we begin to make some serious life-altering decisions.
So what we're discussing now is this possible?
Come on, Dan, you can do it.
Basically, pretty much changed our direction completely.
Yeah.
Brian, say something.
What?
Clever.
What? Something clever? I don't know what to say. I don't know about this whole YouTube thing. It's just not good in front of the camera.
Awesome.
Hey, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, good job.
Dan, I wish Dan was here. Dang it, where you at, Dan?
I want to show Daddy.
I want to show off my well, Dan.
Brian is driving on the wrong side of the road.
The wheel's on this side. It's coming back to me though, it's been a while. Stay on the left.
Woohoo!